ki khubor ka bate si TV. Lawan Rashaphi taka Frank Motors. Visit Frank Motors or call 7045207973.
MIT University of Meghalaya. Our admissions are now open for the academic year 2024-25. Explore our best courses, experience global collaborations. Apply today.
Menteri Ketenaga Social Welfare Bapak Lyngba ulang bakalong badan kam ban perking yaki entry point kena man khangla ke jingwan Rung jong Drok sega jela Meghalaya. Hakaji kran mekla pathai ku bor ka south rek ujumang arajar pusau Bapak Lyngba ulay tho. Bola pinso chu sembut menteri rangba wape ya ketana kampo yeng ba preston tensong badan kam ban perklan yaki bor pahara haki entry point. Namar bahnyo pho nakashispa udrok Bapak Meghalaya udebuan Lyngba ki Jaiñtia Hills district.
The fact that there has been more detentions, more cases being unearthed, more of the violators being brought to book shows the efficacy of the government and of the various interventions that the government has announced. Earlier on, a lot of things were happening in a manner which is totally hidden. Everything was shoved under the carpet. But what you are seeing now, the intervention by police, for instance, and also the detention that is happening under the PITS NDPS, which cases are now being processed for the final act of forwarding the same to the board, which is sitting as soon as the MCC will be lifted, shows that we are in fact cracking with all our might against these various violators, whether they are people engaged in trafficking or those engaged in indulging in consumption of these narcotics. The list is approved and forwarded by the advisory board. Then you will have the first instance of persons who are actually being placed under preventive detention for illegal trafficking of narcotics, and that will come as a huge boost to our effort to contain the menace. That's why we have maintained that we need community participation. We have already declared an all-out war against drugs, and to do that we need to build a rapport with society. We have been requesting for the various darbars to come up with space for setting up of de-addiction and rehabilitation centers, and a major center is already being built at Meghalaya. Fund constraint is a problem as of date because of the announcement of the general elections and the absence of a popular government in Delhi. Once the new government takes over in Delhi, whatever we have been in conversation with the Union Ministry will continue. You will recall that the PITS NDPS was invoked last year. One. Two is cases against certain frequent offenders have already been built, and these people will surely come under detention under this revised act. And three, we have also proposed for a new mission director for the DREAM project, because the current director is tied up with a number of responsibilities, heavy responsibilities in the Home Department. And apart from everything, this is something that even in the government, Social Welfare Department on its own will not be able to successfully counter or bring down the rate of drug addiction. This involves the Home Police Department, it involves the entire state machinery, And certainly at the local level, we also need the active support of the community. And that support has, as you will recall, we even had exchange programs with faith leaders and various darbars. The only problem we have right now is the dearth of space to set up centers. The sensitization programs are still on, and also I have pointed out to the Home Minister, Deputy CM in charge of Home, that we need to increase our policing at the entry points. 70% of the narcotics that come to Meghalaya come via East Jaiñtia Hills district. That the policing in that particular district has to be strengthened. But again, that will only happen if the current recruitment to the police, where about 3,000 more personnel will be joining the police force and 500 volunteers of the home guards will also be employed. It is only when those things happen that we can actually effectively curtail the efficacy of the drug network. Also, please note in mind that Meghalaya has one of the lowest police to civilian ratio in the entire country. This is a growing trend which to a very large extent can be attributed to the changing moral attitude and the entire outlook of citizens, especially given the increasing abuse of social media. You will see that generally, if you and I were to converse, we would use decent civil language. But once I talk to you over social media, I will use the most foul language possible under the sun. There are a number of lacuna in the IT policy being followed in this country, which is why people have free access to a number of sites which actually encourage the trend of disrespecting women, abusing them, and physically attacking them. It's a very worrisome trend, but the law alone will not be able to take care of that. There has to be sensitization at various levels, including, and this is very important, it has to start at the locality level, and it also has to percolate from the various faith leaders who are taking care of their faithfuls every now and then. No, there is no such thing as a delay. In fact, the name has been cleared. The person concerned has already consented to her appointment. The Chief Minister has been consulted and has also signed the relevant file. The only thing that is preventing us from going public is the operation of the MCC, and once this is done, we will publicly come up with the name of the new chairperson of the State Women's Commission. I think we should be, I'm on safe ground to say that we will be able to complete the entire task by end of June, and we look forward to a hawkers-free dialogue by the middle of July this year.
And in this,
There have been many exchanges, a series of meetings have been held. The registration process of the vendors is going well in tandem with the various vendors organizations. They are on board, and in fact as many as 200 of them will be rehabilitated once in fact the spaces for rehabilitating them have also been identified and earmarked. So we will be very close to completing the task.